In the last decade, we reached the height of medical capability, from 3D organ printing to instant genome mapping. During that same window, we've become sicker, more depressed, and faster aging than any generation in history. Global health records show an explosion of non-communicable diseases. Obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease are rising at rates that mimic a contagion, while suicide has become a leading cause of death for young adults. This widespread biological decline follows the expansion of the food-drug industrial complex. It operates on a feedback loop between engineered nutrition and long-term symptom management. One industry produces cheap, low-nutrient products designed for high consumption. A second industry then provides the chemical treatments needed to suppress the symptoms caused by that diet. Most grocery store inventory has shifted from nourishment to engineered commodities. These products disrupt human biology to maintain a permanent consumer base. Ultra-processed foods are the result of industrial manufacturing rather than traditional agriculture. They rely on high concentrations of hidden sugars and synthetic emulsifiers to remain shelf-stable for years. Food engineers design these formulations to ignore the body's satiety signals. Instead of triggering a sense of fullness, they hit the brain's reward centers with oversized dopamine spikes, establishing a pattern of physical dependency. Islamic dietary law offers a specific standard for this through the concept of tayyib. While halal defines what is technically permissible, tayyib demands that food also be pure, wholesome, and beneficial. A factory-farmed chicken injected with growth hormones might meet the procedural requirements of halal. However, a bird raised in those conditions fails the health and purity requirements of tayyib. By accepting the minimum standard of permissibility, we've allowed industrial manufacturers to populate our diets with synthetic materials that compromise our physical health. Modern packaging introduces another layer of risk through endocrine-disrupting chemicals and PFAS. These particles detach from plastic wrappers and migrate into the food itself. This chart tracks the decline in average male testosterone since 1999. EDCs mimic hormones, interfering with testosterone production, which regulates physical drive. Simultaneously, we see a corresponding rise in depression and anxiety. Ultra-processed diets starve the gut microbiome, halting the neurotransmitters that regulate mood. This biochemical shift has measurable psychological consequences. When the body loses its hormonal and neurological baseline, it loses the drive to question its environment or change its habits. The primary incentive for maintaining this system is financial. Corporate stability relies on a constant, predictable revenue stream from the population. In 2018, Goldman Sachs analysts released a report to biotechnology investors that asked, "Is curing patients a sustainable business model?" From a market perspective, eradicating a disease is a terminal event for profit. Strategies prioritize managing chronic conditions over long periods rather than one-time cures. The system benefits from a population that is chronically unwell but functional. This creates a base of lifelong subscribers who depend on industrial products for their daily survival. One way the system maintains control is through the narrative of global scarcity. This idea suggests there isn't enough food to go around, forcing a reliance on industrial production. Global data shows we already produce enough calories for 10 billion people. Despite that surplus, we discard over 1 billion tons of food annually, proving hunger is a distribution failure rather than a lack of resources. Breaking this cycle of fear and dependency is the goal of a specific spiritual practice, fasting. Psalm offers a method to physically and mentally detach from the industrial matrix. During a fast, the body enters autophagy. Here, cells identify and consume damaged proteins and industrial toxins, clearing them out of the system. Beyond the biological cleanup, fasting resets the brain's reward centers. It demonstrates that we can override our most basic physical impulses, breaking the psychological hold of the consumer system. The shift starts with a basic decision. We can stop reading chemical ingredients and transition to whole foods that have no labels at all. Prioritizing the tayyib standard over industrial products is a rejection of corporate control. It is a step toward reclaiming our physical and spiritual health. Protecting our physical health restores our fitra, the original, pure design we were created with. By freeing the body from industrial toxins, we regain the clarity to fulfill our actual purpose.